Country lanes are narrow, winding, and often have poor visibility. Combine this with a random hazard and you have the recipe for danger. This is why 60% of fatal accidents happen on rural roads, over 11 times the rate of driving on a motorway. In this video, we will take an extended drive in the countryside and explain how we need to drive to stay safe. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next video. Also, if you have any questions, please comment below and we will do our best to answer. It's raining today as we start our drive, and as you have already seen in the intro, we will see quite a few flooded roads during our route. The warning sign is for a narrow bridge just ahead. The blue sign on the left shows that we have priority over oncoming traffic, but we slow down just in case another driver is already coming through. Throughout the drive, we will keep an eye out for warning signs, as they will help us anticipate potential hazards. This is a very long video, so we have indexed it in case you want to jump straight to a later section. Whenever we see a stop sign, we are extra careful, as these are only used at dangerous junctions where there has been a history of accidents. This road is wide and straight, so is a nice place to start our journey. There will be plenty of more challenging roads later in our route, so keep watching. Whenever it rains, we should consider the visibility available and whether we should turn on more lights. Visibility seems pretty good here, so for now we'll leave them off and drive with our normal daylight running lights on. On faster roads there would be more road spray, so we would turn our dipped headlamps on to make us more visible to other drivers. By the way, this car does have a light sensor to turn the lights on automatically when it gets dark, but since it's daytime now, we still need to use the manual control when it's foggy or raining. We can see a lot of water on the road, so have slowed down to reduce the chance of our tyres aquaplaning on top of the water. Now the road is completely flooded, we have carefully moved to the centre of the road. This will reduce the depth of the water because of the way the road profile has a crown in the centre. The maximum depth of water we would drive a normal car into is about 15 centimetres or 6 inches. Driving through deeper water than this could cause damage if it gets sucked into the engine or seeps past the door seals and enters the car's interior. Of course, a taller vehicle like a 4x4 or van could drive through deeper water, but in a normal car we would prefer to turn around and find a detour rather than risk flooding our car. That was quite an impressive flood, but there will be an even bigger one later on the route. We're turning right at the end of this road, and since it's a very open junction, we can see that it is safe to continue without stopping at the give-way line. This short stretch of main road isn't very interesting, so we'll just whiz past it. Now we can turn left into more narrow country roads. Knowing what hazards to expect when driving on rural roads is essential if we are to keep safe. Not only do we have to deal with hazards as we would on normal roads, but we're more likely to come across a variety of animals, pedestrians, cyclists, and even farm machinery. If we see any of these elsewhere, we'll probably have enough time to recognise the hazard and act accordingly. Throw in a winding rural road and this becomes much more difficult, as we'll often have less time to react if one of these hazards appears halfway around a bend. We would have learned about hazards in our theory test, but knowing how to drive in a way that gives us enough time to react to them in real life is essential. There are 3 main skills we need to master. We need to read the road ahead and anticipate potential hazards, drive at a speed that allows us to stop in the amount of road we can see to be clear, and stay in control by braking before a bend, not on it. Let's have a look at each of those in more detail. We will need to look well ahead for approaching bends to give us enough time to deal with them safely. We always look out for warning signs as they are there to help us. However, we should not rely on the presence of signs to tell us when to slow down, as in rural areas there are often very sharp bends with no warning beforehand. We should be ready for oncoming traffic in the middle of the road, as larger vehicles like buses and lorries need to use roads like these to visit every village. Imagine meeting an oncoming bus at each bend and drive accordingly. If the road is less than 2 full lanes wide, then we drive even slower and look out for passing places just in case they are needed. If the bend is especially blind, we can even sound our horn to warn others of our presence. It's easy to get overconfident on roads that we know well, but remember that conditions and hazards change and we don't want to get a nasty surprise. We should assess each bend and decide the safest speed to drive at. Don't think of the speed limit as some kind of target, it's just the maximum speed legally allowed. Many country roads have the national speed limit, but are far too dangerous to do 60 miles per hour on. We must use our judgment and decide how fast to go, and this will depend on many factors, including the sharpness of the bend, the visibility around it, the weather, and even the condition of the road. The less we can see, the slower we must drive. A good driver will adjust their speed continually on roads like these, making progress when they can, and driving very slowly when necessary. One rule to keep in mind is that we should always drive at a speed that will allow us to stop in the distance we can see to be clear. This means that when we can see a long way ahead, we can drive faster, but when we can only see a short amount of clear road in front of us, we should drive much slower. This is because the road could be blocked just out of our view, and we need to be able to stop before we get to the obstruction. Imagine meeting a stationary tractor cutting the hedges at the side of the road. As we approach a bend, the amount of road we can see will reduce, so we should slow our car down to match the amount of road we can see. On a gentle bend, we will still be able to see some way ahead, so we only slow down a little. But as we approach a sharper bend, we will only see a small amount of road in front of us, so we will need to slow down much more. We try to ease off the accelerator well before the corner and brake the car progressively. This will have several benefits, as following traffic will be warned of the approaching corner by our brake lights, our passengers will have a smoother ride, and it is also kinder to our car as it will save fuel and extend the life of the braking system. We should complete our braking before reaching the corner, as this will greatly reduce the chance of our car losing traction. This is because it is a lot easier for our tyres to grip the road if they are only dealing with one force at a time. If we steer whilst braking, the tyres may struggle to deal with the extra forces we are asking them to handle, so always try to finish braking before the bend. We hope you can see that driving on country roads is inherently more dangerous than other roads, and that we need to adapt our driving to the conditions we face. We must anticipate hidden hazards and brake before the bend, as we just don't know what is around the next corner. Driving at a safe speed will give us time to react and prevent us getting into a dangerous situation. That's the end of our commentary, so we will keep quiet from now on, so you can watch Matt drive without any other distractions. So remember to read the road ahead and anticipate potential hazards. Drive at a speed that allows you to stop, and stay in control by braking before a bend. If you found this video interesting, then please visit our channel, as there are over 150 more tutorial videos to help you improve your driving. If you would like to help us make new videos, then please consider becoming a member of our channel. Thanks for watching.